I fell in love with a billionaire woman, and her wife found me.
I am a woman in my late 20s, and this happened 2 years ago. I never thought I would ever be in a situation like this. I met her at a charity dinner. I was only there because my boss gave me an extra invite at the last minute. I almost did not go because I did not even have the kind of dress people wear to those rich events. When I got there, I felt out of place. Everybody looked rich, polished, and important. The women looked expensive. The men looked like they owned half the country. That was where I met her. Let me call her Vanessa. Vanessa was the kind of woman you notice immediately. She was beautiful, calm, and elegant. She looked like someone who had never rushed a day in her life. She came to stand beside me while I was staring at a painting I did not understand. Then she smiled and said, "Do you actually like this painting, or are you just trying not to look confused?" I laughed. I said, "I'm trying not to look poor." She laughed so hard that I relaxed immediately. That was how we started talking. She was warm, funny, and very easy to talk to. She did not make me feel small. She did not act proud. She asked questions and actually listened to my answers. Before she left, she touched my hand lightly and said, "I want to see you again." Then she gave me her number. I was shocked. When I got home, I searched her name online. That was when I found out Vanessa was not just rich. She was a billionaire. Her family owned businesses in oil, shipping, tech, and real estate. She had been on magazine covers. She had photos with presidents, celebrities, and royal people. She was one of the richest women in the country. I told myself there was no way someone like that could be serious about me. But the next morning, she texted me. And from there, everything moved fast. She took me to beautiful restaurants, quiet resorts, and private places where nobody would disturb us. She was soft with me, very soft. She remembered little things I said. She bought me books I mentioned only once. She asked about my childhood. She asked about my fears. She made me feel seen. For the first time in a long time, I felt chosen. There was only one problem. She was married. Yes, married. When I found out, I was angry. I confronted her immediately. She told me her marriage was complicated.
You're married. You kept this from me all this time.
I know, and there's no excuse. I am so incredibly sorry.
Let me call the wife Nora. Vanessa said she and Nora had been together for years, but they were no longer in love. She said they stayed together for business, family image, and public reputation. She said they looked like a power couple outside, but inside they were just two people living separate lives. I told her I did not want trouble. I told her I did not want to be anybody's secret. I told her I did not want to be used. She begged me not to leave. She said, "You are not a secret. You are the only thing in my life that feels real." That line entered my heart badly. I stayed. At first, everything felt magical. She rented a private apartment for us in another part of the city. She called it our quiet place. She brought flowers, perfume, small gifts, food from expensive places. But one thing bothered me. She was too private. She never let me post her. She never wanted long phone calls. She only came at certain times. Sometimes she would disappear for 2 days and come back with expensive gifts and soft apologies. I knew something was wrong, but I kept telling myself, she's a billionaire. Her life is just complicated. One night, I was in that apartment waiting for her. She was late. Then I heard the door open. I smiled because I thought it was Vanessa, but it was not Vanessa. It was Nora. Her wife. I froze. Nora walked in like she had every right to be there. And to be honest, maybe she did. She was beautiful too, but in a different way. Vanessa was soft. Nora was sharp. Nora had that kind of beauty that made you nervous. She looked cold, controlled, and dangerous. She looked at me from head to toe and smiled. Then she said, "So this is the one." My chest went cold. I stood up immediately. I started apologizing. I don't even know what I was apologizing for. Fear just took over my body. But Nora sat down calmly like she had come for tea. Then she said something I will never forget. She said, "You think you are a secret, but in this marriage, there are no secrets." I did not understand what she meant. Then she shocked me even more. She told me she had known about me for weeks. Not only that, she had seen messages. She knew where Vanessa took me. She knew what gifts Vanessa bought. She knew almost everything. My legs felt weak. I asked her, "Why are you telling me this?" She smiled and said, "Because I wanted to see the woman making my wife act like a teenager." Then she added, "You're prettier than I expected." That was when my confusion doubled. I did not know if she came to insult me, threaten me, or laugh at me. Then she asked me something that made my skin go cold. She said, "Does Vanessa tell you she loves you the way she told me?" I did not answer. Then Nora laughed. But it was not a happy laugh. She said, "She always falls in love with women who look like peace when her life starts to feel too heavy." That sentence broke something in me, because suddenly I did not feel special anymore. I felt patterned. I felt like a type. I felt like medicine. Then Nora said the worst thing of all. She said, "You are not the first." I thought my ears were ringing. I asked her what she meant. She told me calmly that during stressful periods in their marriage, Vanessa had a habit of finding women outside the relationship. Soft women, quiet women, women who made her feel less trapped. But according to Nora, it never lasted. She would fall deeply, promise everything, create a private world, then return to her real life when pressure became too much. I did not want to believe her. Part of me thought she was lying because she was angry. Then she reached into her bag and brought out something. Photos, not many, just enough. Photos of Vanessa with another woman. Vacation photos. Dinner photos. One blurry picture of them holding hands. My head started spinning. I asked her, "Why are you showing me this?" And Nora said, "Because if you're going to drown for her, at least drown with the truth." I started crying, not loud crying. That quiet kind of crying that happens when your heart is trying to understand humiliation in real time. That night, when Vanessa finally came, she looked shocked to see Nora there. The two of them stared at each other. I kept waiting for Vanessa to deny everything, to defend me, to explain, to say Nora was lying. Instead, Vanessa looked tired. That was the worst part. Not angry, not surprised, just tired, like this was a mess she had created before. I asked her one question. I said, "Am I the first?" She did not answer immediately. That was my answer. I felt stupid. I felt used. I felt small. Then Nora stood up and said to Vanessa, "You always do this. You call it love when it is really escape." And for the first time, I saw something in Vanessa that I had refused to see before. She was not just romantic. She was selfish. She wanted comfort without consequences. She wanted softness without honesty. She wanted me to heal parts of her life she was not brave enough to fix. I picked my bag and left. Vanessa followed me downstairs. She cried. She begged. She said this time was different. She said she really loved me, and maybe she did. But love without truth is still damage. I blocked her. For weeks she sent flowers, gifts, letters, and long messages through different people. I returned everything. I was heartbroken, but I was also ashamed. What made it worse was what happened 1 month later. I saw the news online. Vanessa and Nora were together at a big public event, smiling like nothing had happened, dressed beautifully, looking powerful, looking united. That picture pained me badly because it made me realize something. Some rich people know how to suffer privately and still perform perfection publicly. A few months later, I heard through someone that Vanessa and Nora had quietly separated for real, not because of me, because their marriage had been breaking for years. And that was the final lesson. I did not enter a strong marriage and destroy it. I entered a broken place and got crushed inside it. That experience changed me. It taught me that not everybody who says I'm trapped is ready to be honest. Not everybody who looks wounded is safe to love. And not every intense love story is a healthy one. I learned that being chosen in private means nothing if the truth is still hiding in the dark. And I learned that some people do not love you because they are ready. They love you because they need somewhere to rest from the life they are too scared to leave. I was not her future. I was her hiding place. And that hurt more than anything. Lessons from the story: 1. Never trust secret love too quickly. If somebody can only love you in hiding, ask why. 2. A complicated marriage is still a marriage. Do not ignore that because the person is sweet. 3. Not everybody who is unhappy is ready to leave. Some people just want comfort while staying where they are. 4. You can be loved and still be used. That is the painful truth. 5. Private love is not enough. If there is no honesty, clarity, and courage, it will still break you. 6. Do not let luxury confuse you. A billionaire can still waste your time and damage your heart. 7. Somebody being wounded does not mean they are safe. Pain does not automatically make people sincere.